Good evening, friends. Welcome to whatever it is to this time. TBD2. 43, I believe. Yes, maybe. It takes time to build railroad, which is basically what we're trying to do here. Yes, the population is doing fine. 1.5 hours game running high speed, 55 seconds. Yes. So I suppose pretty soon here that it will be about done. It's December here and they're building bridges, aren't they? Yes, fantastic. Not very quickly, but every now and then. And I think that's it. Yeah. And I also think that we have, oops, that's not the right button. That's the right button, I believe. Yes, that thing is rolling. That thing is rolling. Yes, I'm sorry, very professional here, but it's extremely frustrating if you happen to miss something. Yes, cheers. It's another Sollefteå again. That was a good one. I liked that one. Yes. Railroad. What I'm not quite sure. I think I had some notes here, administrative notes of something that could be done. The ugliest residential building that we have in the land. Yes, the ugliest one. Let's see here. Where are we? We are here. Yes, we're going to the ugliest residential building that we have. Simply. And would that then be, yes, it's over here. In Sollefteå, of course. And not only is it the ugliest building in the land, it is also most likely the most likely, yes, the most inefficient building in the land. Because here 299 workers are without job, and just to prove exactly and remind perhaps everyone, yes, everyone, anyway, just how useful. Get to the point. Yes, just how useful this is. That's not the one you want. You want citizens' living preferences, and they were unemployed yesterday. Yes, here we can quite clearly see. I mean, these things are going to happen every now and then, I suppose. This is quite, but this one is because this is intentional. They're dedicated to go here, so they get transported to the heating. Anyways, this is the thing. The reason that there are 304 workers without job here is because at a time, it was essential to get workers in there. So that's what happened. And it is very well staffed, of course, but it is a little bit much. So we get rid of that. And I wonder how quick this will have an effect. That's quite quick. Isn't it? Yes, it is. Of course, it would have an effect since every time the worker starts, his workday, he will look for work, and that happens all the time. Since more or less every worker has an individual clock, I think. I don't know how that thing works, but it's really random. Anyways. Yeah, they're getting hungrier by commuting. Is that really the case? We certainly, it's easy to find an extreme example here. because everyone working about here with something or standing around at the bus stop. We want to find something okay, yeah. I apologize here to everyone standing around in the winter. They're fine standing around at the bus stop. I suppose they have their outer clothing on then, and there's no shelter in the bus stop and so on. But as soon as they go inside, they get naked. So if it's not 24 degrees, they immediately freeze and get very upset. Anywho, how long have you been total time traveling? Yes, okay, but yes, you required yesterday's amount for you allowance. Yes, in yesterday's for how long you just arrived? For how long have you been? 5 hours. Yesterday you were quite hungry. Yes, you perhaps may be a commuter, a regular commuter, and Nayusha here may not be a regular commuter, maybe. Is that enough examples? Perhaps. That is a bit loud, yes, but I like it a bit loud, you know. That's... At least it should come out rather, you know, at the same level, more or less, no matter how loud we get here. It should. There is some room for dynamics, but not that much, really. Which I hope makes it more convenient to listen to. Yes, that's the intention. With the music, the loud music and the loud game sound is not going away. Not that anyone has said anything about that, but it is something I notice other people do, is that they turn that way down to something like in the background that you can't hear. But I've got something different going on, and yes, I do. Anyway, how are we doing here with these people? Nyasha, Vlada. You're supposed to get hungry and require more food if you travel for a long time. Yes, did you eventually ended up here working at the Vulcan gravel processing plant. Very good. Supposedly also, this I did not know, and I wonder if this is this officially documented somewhere, that the this clock ticks differently, should tick differently according to the happiness of the worker. Yes. No, not you want this one. Is there really anything about that? Most important topics. How to get citizens to go to work? No. Why do the prices purchase resources you don't have? How to tweak buildings productivity? How to purchase and use road vehicles? These are a bit basic. But this is really basic. You know, how does a worker's day? How is that something about the citizen? Obviously, citizens' daily life. Duh. It's right here. Perhaps we shall see then. Citizens divide their day into 2 time periods. Working. During working time, the citizens try to get to a workplace. Children try to get to school. First they check to see blah blah blah. It doesn't say anything really, you know, about how long they wait. The train platform when they wait for a week. Can recognize citizens by trying to commute. That's simple. It doesn't really say anything about that. Citizen watching. Don't see the free education. Yes, I know. These things are also really basic. How to get university work. New citizens are how to get citizens for free. As every adult citizen can have a baby. If a citizen is too hungry or too sick, they are less likely to be able to have a baby. Birth rates depend on how good life is for citizens. That is pretty good. Meat. Well, if we were to provide meat, you would probably... Why aren't you getting meat? You should be getting meat. We have a train for where you live. Yes, the point about you're still working at the gravel processing plant. Yeah. Happiness and your citizens' well, yes, that happiness is affected by many factors, but basically, drinking alcohol, that happens faster with other activities. However, drinking alcohol can negatively affect health. Yes, I've noticed that among the citizens here. Yes, if the happiness level reaches 0%, the citizens will flee your republic. This only reflects on your abilities as a leader, nothing to do with your body odor. Okay. I think I've been in here before. How many have actually been in these menus? I don't know. Probably. Walls at the border and strikes are planned features coming soon. Yes, I believe that this has said so since the 15th of March of last year. For 1.5 years. I mean, soon, maybe we have... But this is also obviously differently translated or written by a different person. I think there's even a person credited. But that didn't really say anything about the productivity of the citizens' demand. Loyalty we're watching. The government loyalty is currently unused, so we aren't actually watching it at present. This is prepared for future feature updates such as police or demonstrations. Or are we watching? Yes, we... I mean, we'd have to hope that doesn't actually become a thing, because if that would happen, then we'd be in severe trouble here. But what would the problem be in this case? Yes, the government loyalty is not, but the citizens need me. They are so incredibly limited in their ability to or us as players of the game, well, to take care of them and lead them, to everything. But yes, okay, you actually got quite a proper food requirement there. Yes, did it say anything in here about this? No, it doesn't. Why should you build kindergartens? Because otherwise the city will look up. I talked about that on the last episode. Yes, not from reading here, but through observing. I've drawn those conclusions. Anyway, as you also very, very hungry. But it wasn't a problem. Right, this is how this person spent their free time then. Pardon me. Sorry. After getting off work, yes, went to the shop, bought 6 kilograms of food, and then went home and watched television for 4 hours. Yes. And you might actually live in a building. Do you live in a building that is dedicated to go to this bus platform? You poor thing. Yes, you are. Well, at least this behavior we could stop with now, maybe. But they're very happy. Well, maybe that's why the government loyalty is so low. Because they but I don't think that's the point, you know, because their demands are well kept for. I mean, look at you. You are extremely happy, you're completely well fed, your health is not great at all, but you're complete drunk, very well dressed, and yes, good. Even though you have a television and you could be sitting at home watching television, you go to the pub and drink beer. Quite often, I would think. And right, the beer. Speaking of beer, we haven't shut down. I haven't shut down the original. Yes, the original brewery. It is still running, and I think it's even still the source of everything. And this is not really where it's at, but it's. If we try and think, it's here. Is it not? No, this is the guy. What the hell? Sayov? No. I'm very, very, very disoriented here at the moment. Yes, it's because it's behind this hill here, where you. It was, in fact, right behind your back. Here, anyway, if we try and focus, I do try and focus. This what you see. This is great. 30, almost 40 workers maybe on tap here for other industries. This was not a nice place to be. With the computing machine here, you can see that was rather painful. Oh, and it was never christened. What should we call her? You know, det är ju obviously gamla bryggeriet. And I don't think there's the actual, you know, limit to I think it was built in the first year, or at least the 70s. Yes, we're not lying about the record keeping here, but it was thereabouts. These two, alcohol lagerföring, as you have alcohol on board. We need to get rid of that. Yeah, fine. We can put it down here. Why not? This is the alcohol storage nowadays. After all. Yes. Pardon me. I am so professional here. There are very few snowplows here, it would seem, in town. Yes. I think that this is prepared for, by the way. Yes, I think it is. We should go to this place with these things, where we make sure to not load, but to unload. Yes, and then you can go to one of these new. They have only existed for a 2 years maybe or so. Yes. Sollefteå Road. There you go. Nothing. Very good. That's magnificent. Okay, so. Balkan bus stop. Yes, that's here. Do we need to be doing this? How many people do we have here? I don't know, because I don't have a town hall. this person who does these, I presume, apologies if it is a she, but anyway, regardless of gender, actually, a very impressive collection of little mods in one subscription package, and there are even more things. That there should be. I think there should be different things. What was I thinking about? Is they need a town hall here, is what we need. And I wonder if that was in there. It's worth having a look. What the hell? Come on. That has gotten really slow. What's... Let's go to check the production machinery here, that everything is alright. Damn Microsoft. What the hell is wrong with you? So many things that you are up to, but it really shouldn't matter. And yeah, Soviet, you know, you have plenty of room, you claim. There is some other bottleneck, there is some bottleneck, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Here we go, to try and focus. Yes, the city hall, there we go. Where did you know it? I think this is it. Yes, we already have one of these. Actually, in Sollefteå, we do. Yes, it would be cute to have it in the center of town, actually, for once. Although, yes, actually for once, if it will agree to glitch in extremely tightly here, then but it's not on that footpath. But we can get rid of the footpath. It doesn't seem very popular. No. Yes. There we go. You were up to, you were doing what you said. Yes. Mod. No. Mod. Yes. Town hall. Oh. Hey, it's green. Should we? Yes, we should reuse that connection. Yes. And now I'm getting into what the Dutch would. I mean, it's so difficult to pronounce. So I wouldn't. I dare not even. I really want to try. But merennyken, or something about that. Making love to an ant, or rather fucking an ant. Ant fucking, yes. That's a bit what this is getting to. But there we go. It's in. You see, it's a really good term, or a good thing, you know. And if you want to see an example of Dutch ant fucking at its absolute, most Dutchness that it can absolutely ever be, you need to go to Keukenhof. Keukenhof, yes, which incidentally, in my native language, sounds a bit like cockhead or dickhead, but cockhead, yes. Although the cock and the rooster thing, it doesn't have the same. It only means that the male genitalia here doesn't have the double connotation. Anywho, how did we get to there? From what? And what was the? Well, now we have a town hall in the works. That's very good. Oh, the gravel has already arrived. Yeah. There was something there about something. I don't know if I got to the point, or if there ever was one. Yes, there are a few people standing at the bus stop. I think that should be good enough. I mean, how many did you get? Oops. 38 workers. That sounds plenty. I mean, yes, it's February, so this is an excellent time to have a look at the coal heap and see how it's doing. It is completely full. Very good. 21 workers in the coal mine. Operating now 30 workers in the heating plant. Yes. This is quite good for them. Yes, and here, I mean, the town shall someday stand. There shall someday stand a town here, and we do have a rather magnificent fleet of bulldozers, and diggers, and we are going to use both. Since it is, and yeah, it might be placebo, you know, I'm not sure. But I actually think it is slightly quicker, maybe, if you run this at high speed and do this. This is out of, no, it's just a sound engine being a little bit unreliable, as it is. Or there were no trees, maybe. I think it is sort of related to when you hit a tree, that sound. Yes. But here there are no trees. There's one. Yes. But it's, I'm not sure it's entirely, you know, reliable. That's a bit tall, actually. But what we do then is another, what you call this, etage. Yes. Another etage. Another level to to the thing. What are we going to build up here? What sort of place is this going to be? Is this where I'm going to live? I suppose. Maybe. Am I using the terrain randomizer? Yes, I am. That took a while to realize, but we didn't do too much harm. I think we actually did some good. Yes, is that enough of, you know, being violent against Mother Nature here? I don't know. Okay, so here's how a tutorial would go by Dr. Pluring then. As you see, if you want to get the road in here in this game, what you want to do is use these two things. Yes, and just bite the bullet on this. That it isn't a whole lot of fun, and it isn't easy. You're not going to get it right on the first couple of attempts, but eventually you will get sort of the hang of it. Sort of. And that's a bit wrong. Yes, and then you have to correct. And one thing that you can do is drag this. Yes. Now I'm doing it really. Yes, this went really badly here. You see, that's how it ends up. Anyway, what you want to do is use the get to master these tools. This won't do any good, and neither will this. But this is certainly enough to get, you know. It takes up quite a lot of space. We could get by with a little bit of a steeper incline. Yes. This is. I mean, this is slow. This is the opposite of speed building. This is slow. And we're doing. This is how it is to play this game. Yes. If by some random coincidence, by YouTube algorithm mysticisms, you ended up right here, right now, and because you wanted to know what is it actually like to play this game, this is it. Yes. This is how you build a road in this game. And there we go. little bit of landscaping. That would be plenty. We don't need to overdo it. What we do want to overdo, though, is the road. We want that as fancy as possible, of course. I'm going to live up here. Yes. Too steep. I think so. We could actually, yes, we could have tried the built-in function. It might have worked really well here, actually. But sometimes you do it manually, and you have to do it manually, yes, and then that is the way I found most efficient. That's a place to start, at least. Then find your own way. Or think that I'm a complete idiot for doing it the way I'm doing it. That's it's all really fine, really. It doesn't really matter as long as we're all friends here, right? No? What are these tangents about that you keep getting tangled up to from time to time? I don't know. It's again the soil. I'm blaming it on the high coast people. I'm blaming it, attributing it to. Yes, and it must be safe to pass here from the radiation, but the radiation stops about there, so it is safe. Yes. Should we double check? Yes, this is how radiation works in this game. When you store end product, radiation will get incredibly severe, but it only spreads so far. Although it is... wait a minute here. Damn it, have they changed this? No, that is, I believe, the fire. There was a fire not many years ago when one of these burned to the ground. Yes, that may be this radiation. We shall see and hope that it dies down. Yes, but this should be fine. Here, though, beyond this line, we might even extend the safety zone just a little bit. And what we could do for the safety zone, is the safety zone is a nice proper road here. That's what we could do. This is the safety zone. Don't ever go beyond this point. If you do so, it is completely at your own risk, And I would suggest, it would be really nice if you could do this, but you can't. But you can still build that road if you want to. It's just that you're going to have to go a little bit with the flow of the land and that you got going on. And about using the right mouse button to flatten terrain, it's either do or don't. Either do it this way or try and make it cooperate and to do what you want it to do. But I think that we can even get a crazy, steep. But it's actually, for road, it is quite capable to have. It is quite possible to have quite a steep road, especially one of this quality. At least it is the highest quality that we can have. Yes, and I don't know what sort of building I should live in. That's maybe for a later date. I don't know. Should we... that maybe is for a later date. We can start by doing this safety zone road here. Yes, this will also get the people standing around at the bus stops, about 500 of them. Something to do. Yes, maybe we should even bring electricity to the pollution monitoring station here. 4.5 million rubles or $10 million. Okay. There was a time where we would have stood absolutely no chance of building something out here. Although gravel road was constructed, I think all the way to here Yes, but these things, it is not possible because we couldn't commute workers over these roads, gravel roads, at 60 kilometers per hour from Sollefteå and things, and setting up a town takes a bit of stuff. Yeah. But when you have all things, as we can see here, the town hall is immediately complete. Immediately, yes. It only took what's going on here. Are you building this, or are you stuck? I think you're stuck, aren't you? Did anyone arrive? No. Maybe next time. Or you dropped off there? No. No, as I said, maybe next time. It's a momentary lapse of consciousness, isn't it? They call it. I think it's at least right to it's a way of putting it, isn't it? Yes. I don't think that this is ever going to be built here, because you're in the way for the buses to get in here, and the buses aren't clever enough to take the other route. I have not enabled... okay, let's see just about this experimental traffic pathfinding and what it does, if it actually does something. Maybe I shouldn't have clicked that. But no, this would be cheating, because you would end up in the same spot. It doesn't matter. Especially not if we do reset it before it even arrives here. The point is that if you were to arrive from this direction, maybe it's not possible to do. I don't know. I would take that too. For reasons, unknown reasons really, but still. You see, it works. Good work. Or didn't it? Well, no, it still didn't work. It did arrive from the other direction, but it's still not possible to unload. Okay. Well, what's the problem then? Excuse me. What's the problem here? They are, this. What is the problem? What is problem? There we go. And also, no. How do you do that? No, you don't want to. Yes, but there we go, thank you. Right, this obviously doesn't work. Even though why do you have this at high speed? And for how long? I had that was just to see the effect of the unemployment rate in Sollefteå, wasn't it? That was some time ago. Yes, that was not a wise decision, because you have no rubles. and that was really expensive. But $10,000, yes, we have 765 million. So is there? Oh, look at this. I bet you're filling up this, aren't you? Yes, 1,000 tons we will have. But you also run a bit intermittently, which is nice. Because we don't need that much, I don't think. What if we screw this up? Maybe it doesn't work later on. There should be there is no real reason to change the train, is there? I mean, it can be the same old train, same old beer train. Where is it? List of trains. Yes. I mean, it was a long time ago that we replaced it with something that we had built ourselves. Yes, I think this is the one. Right. You are going to all sorts of places, and here it is, you know, it really helps if you know your place and what it's all called and everything. We want to go from down here, which is here, and then basically cover everything. Well, there would be one reason to do a new train, and that would be because for doing a new route. I don't think anyone is without alcohol, and there really is no reason. No. That would entail. But you know, this route is set up for something, for a railroad that existed or that was built like many years ago, maybe 100 years ago. I think it was in the 80s that we were building the railroad, getting some proper railroad. 100 years ago. No, you're supposed to. God damn it! Once and for all, add 100 to the number that is there. It's not more complicated. That is as simple as it is, and as simple as it can get, and as simple as it gets, and it even, by sheer coincidence, yes. Why would I make that up? It ended up like that. It was apparently meant to be like that. Well, at least one can be lucky sometimes. Yes, hooray, I'm lucky. It's easy to calculate how many years off the real calendar I am in this Soviet simulator. Yes. But I still can't keep the such a simple rule remembered and safely stored. For some reason. Prefab handles. I don't think that we ever will use very much down here, but you never know when you could use them. But yeah, we're probably fine. So it would be an interesting proposition to go to. Why doesn't anyone drink, or what's the problem? Okay, they store. Why the hell do we store 50 tons of alcohol in Beatus? That's quite a lot. Uh, 36 tons. 20 tons. No, 36 tons. Katinshad. Okay. Yes, we can unload everything every time. Because unless we find a sink here, you apparently have. Yes, we have mixed, live livsmedel. Yes, food and mechanical components. They may be oily. We keep them at separate parts of warehouse. Yes, it's fine. The alcohol, do 30 tons, that's a bit much. for this place. Katinka, they may be drunks. Why do we have mechanical? So much mechanical components here. In case you want to build something. Yeah, but that's just going to get them more food, and these people don't need any more food. They actually need the least of it. Because that's where the second food factory is. Yes. There is only yes. Next tip for gameplay here. There is no easy way to get all of this out. Yes, there is a button or a keyboard shortcut to clear the schedule. Control H. But you can only do that with vehicles that are assigned to a workplace. If you do it to a vehicle that just has a schedule, the game will 100% guaranteed crash to desktop. And it's a bit unfortunate that it is next to G on the keyboard, of course, as that hides the interface for nice effects. Yes, we know these things. Okay, fine, sorry. You stop. There. Load. 100%. Wait. No, I don't think so. And as I said, there is no easy way. So we have to remove. I wonder if I should have removed. Yes, we shall remove everything was the point. Because we'll try and find a funny route. Right now your first stop is Molna. That might not be what we wanted to do, but we can't really... 150? What the hell sort of train are you? Oh, you're one of these. No. You are... I'm sorry, but you are getting replaced. Yes, you get to stand in the depot here. Yes, and I've finally learned where the depot is. Covered things. Yes, do we want to sell one load of alcohol, maybe? 2. I will sell it to the east. We sell it for rubles. It is so rare that we export anything, but this we can export. One time they can get, see if they like it. Unload. Yes, and then train depot. There we go. Or rather here we go. Open wagons, Olia and covered. Okay. There. Yes, and you could head... Well, Molna could get a last load, but then that would entail it going in there. It doesn't need to go in there. Because you're getting completely replaced. At least the locomotive. We need it. I want a GP40 for this. Or maybe it is a bit more appropriate. We can have one of these. It will be a really light train, you know. So a passenger locomotive, even though it is humongously large, might not be that bad. I don't know, can we? Could one please? Yes. No, this is not. That's the wrong name of the thing. Maybe to 43, and just in case it collides or something with something or for how it was before. Yes, I don't know. Main theme. This one landfill to 130%. You know. Yes. 160 kilometers an hour. Yes, our longest train. No, this is not our longest train. No longer. This is now our beer train. The beer train. Even. I wonder if anything ever burns down. I can't, really look through all these things because they go on completely all the time. And I've noticed during post-production that it can be a notification about a building right in front of me, and I take no notice. But that's what you get when you play with frequent fires. Yes, you get many more fires, obviously. But you still need the same fire protection as you would in a normal case, in the normal situation. Yes. Anyway, good train come with us here down to the place where we store the alcohol. This is not quite right though, but it's close by, where it's very safe. Yes, trust me, it's very safe. It's behind the mountain with the coal mine and the heating plant, so it's very safe. You see. Right, and 641. That's good. Should we check with the dosimeter if the alcohol is contaminated from the fire? I don't think it's best this far. No. But I think since you have now here the capability to emit radiation from buildings, why not let the coal? Well, this is not a coal power plant, but the coal power plant, and this too, for that reason, emit a little bit of radiation, because they emit quite a bit of radiation. Not as much as when one of these burns down, granted, but still, I think over time it should at least do something. Yes, it is doing something, but that's because of the recent fire. I wonder if they have changed this, snuck it in without telling us, or if it is that it's been so much time. I mean, this is still safe levels, but this is very unsafe. But it used to be completely nothing here. Yes, it was the fire, it will die down. Maybe. And if it doesn't, we know that the limitation that I previously claimed existed does not exist, or it has changed. Given enough time. But we yes, 124, 110 years at least, yes. And three of them have burnt down over time. Yes, this is a good thing that we have a train diesel station here, especially now that we have diesel in it as well. It helps a lot. We need to get this thing. We need to get working on this. De saliga medium cut. Oh, what? Yes, that's what you used to do. Never mind that now. The point is that you haven't even clicked this thing yet, That's why. There we go. And you are... What the hell are you doing? You are delivering to here. And the way you found... This is why it's very handy to stick some sort of mini roundabout thing in, and this is quite insane. Yes, but yes, it is. But it seems to work now. Yes, it needs some tweaking, and it's not. I don't think it's done. Anyway, should we get on with the goddamn alcohol and get it delivered to people? Let's see here now. If we just follow, we have to follow the railroad, obviously. In some way or other. We will be heading out this way. There is no other thing that could be done. Here, we actually have a place. The first exit. They want a bit of alcohol. Where the... I will bet it is the food train. No, that is the chemical storage place. That's not at all. Where they want alcohol is here. Yes, in this little warehouse. correct. So that would certainly make sense as a first stop. And then we have to make our way all the way in here, then out again. There comes the food train. Onto the roundabout we go. And then we really have a choice here. Because that way, the next thing that requires something that way is culture capital. And that's a very long way away. That is all the way up there. S. And that would be, the old infrastructure. So what if we didn't head that way? Let's see. But we still have to follow the railroad. Yes. But you could. Yes, we could do many things. We have options. We have this line that goes into all of this stuff, and we have yes, here. This is the classic. Here we actually need to deliver alcohol now. If we shouldn't keep the old brewery running just a little bit for the local population, maybe. But here we have tunnels, and we can get use of the tunnels. It doesn't have to make complete sense and be very efficient. Apparently we ended up here. But it's... yes, Molna is not going to be the next stop, is it? What's wrong with Molna? Nothing's wrong with Molna necessarily, but yes, we have this place which is not being used, but we could start using it. Yes, we go from there to maybe it will take this route in here. Yes, sure, why not? There's only a whole lot of steel in here, so that will be fine. I think, or maybe they share. I don't know. Unload. Well, if I said you should unload 100% of empty whole storage. No, we're not going to throw away 30,000. Limit amount. Yes, we want as much steel as possible. And then, yes, if one were to do this, okay, yes, and then we want a tiny amount of alcohol. Yes, 750 tons. Okay, we take back a little bit of steel. No alcohol. Okay, we try something else that is sure to never come by here. Plastics, for example. That is the same category as that's food. So we can. Okay, we do it a bit random. Then plastics. Yeah, sure, fine. A bit less. Nothing. Okay. A bit more. Yeah, sure. No. Plastics. Doesn't matter if it takes away from the steel. Yes, now we're approaching something reasonable here. It gets grayed out according to scale, I suppose. So that's why it looks wrong. Yes, but then we can't back. Yes, no. Yes, this is a bit... Yes, I have myself to blame for you using this mod, I suppose. This is a bit... Yes, but now it didn't work the same way. Yes, it probably affected steel. No tons of steel. Okay, so it's all sort of shared here somehow. This is just hopeless. But okay, yes, be careful now. Just don't overdo it. Should we be happy with 123.63? That sounds like a good number. Yes, we just have to be a bit careful with how much we unload here, and everything will be fine. Since no one is currently even using it. 9%. Yes, very good. We didn't quite follow the railroad. I think the keyboard that I use here, i.e. the textual control interface for the Soviet simulator. Yes, one with all the buttons here that allows you to do these sort of things and type and so on. Yes, it has a mouse button on it on the left upper, away from you side. Yes. I think that is what I managed to get to here in my Chaise Lounge. Yes. It's not too far off. It might be a bit far, but it's sort of the style. It is. Should we have more music to celebrate that we're getting the new beer train out maybe sometime eventually here? Yes, we're just going to do this so that it doesn't disappear on us and we do something stupid. You never know. Also, there were lots of railroad that was building, and that might need tending to if you want that to continue. Yes, but we're doing beer. God damn it, get the beer sorted. Okay, we've been here. Yes, we could actually do. There should be a distribution office here somewhere for this shop, for this shopping mall. And for example, not that it's the one that does this, or yes, it is, but yes, you do pubs, do you not? You do one pub. Yes, you do the pub for this place. You get your drink from. You actually get it from here, not the road cargo station, because it would be. You get it from the road cargo station. We have this fine bypass road here. Yes, I think the point was Keukenhof and Mierennuken. Yes. Yes, if you want to see an example of the most Dutchism, as far as I can have been able to make a one off. Yes, and Mierennuken and fucking down to the last single leaf. Not only the tulips. No. Every goddamn piece of grass, leaf of grass, and well, I mean the most of the country has that vibe to it, but at this place it is extreme. You have the completely wrong thing selected here. I am male, therefore I cannot really keep. You didn't have the right, completely right. It was right. Yes. It's a distribution office. That's why I was confused. Whilst we still have the train here, should we get you out on the no? I think that we have plenty of alcohol about. Right. So from here. we could go this way. Yes, that would lead us to. Turn that off. I think it gets a little bit more bearable frame rate wise. Yes. What's this about? It's because you have a single track there and you want to, okay, I see. Right, I think that we actually want to drop off some alcohol somewhere about here. Don't we? There are people about. People usually like that sort of thing. Yes, over here is where you want to do that. I would suppose this is where the people of Sollefteå get their alcohol. Yes, it is. So we definitely want to go by here. Unload 100%. No, this is also one of these enormous ones, but this is, we will have it at 20%. Right. Since there are a lot more people living here. Okay. And then what? Then we go to... So, how many places more do we need to get to? One really good thing about this, come to think of it, is that we really no longer need to keep a whole lot of... Why are you still standing around here? Because the line, I didn't fix the last little necessary detail. But I noticed it now. Yes. Do not wait. And goodbye. Oh, and here are our cars. I've been waiting to get in for their tour. Apparently. This is our first Mercedes, yes. And our first car. BMW. Yeah. Or a BMW, as we would call it here in TBD. Yes. Anyway, yes, you were going here because of this. We no longer need to keep. We can keep a whole lot more food in here. We can keep a little bit of alcohol around, maybe not that much. That's more than... Where did that come from? They were just in here. Damn it. Or do we have... No, because I think, yes, this is where the local people get their supply of alcohol, and they will continue to do so. Should we even head here directly from where we were? We were here. Abouts. Yes, that would mean flipping about, doing the roundabout thing and the viaduct thing and the tunnel thing. And do not ride third person then, please remember. That's no good at the moment. And the exit there, come in through here, do so a little bit of crazy things, and then yes, of course. Here we go. Unload. And here we can go for 100% if we keep them absolutely filled up. Right, okay, there are a few more places that we need to get to. We haven't been to Molna. We can take them on the way back, They can be lost. That's... since we are constructing this railroad here, it would maybe be nice to have that as the last leg of the journey. Would it not? I think it would quite. So therefore we are. When the hell are we going by Molna then? Now? No. That's no good, but we need to go to Kemistena last. We could slot Molna in. Yes, we'll slot Molna will be second. They built, I think, 60% of the railroad after all. So it's only fair. Yeah. And now they don't do a whole lot. So they should be second. Third, rather. Well, third on schedule, second unloading place. Yes, there is one of these. Is this one? There we go. Unload 100% of anything, sure. This is quite efficient setup if you only want to use stock stuff, I would say. If you want to deliver stuff by train. 2 warehouses, one for stuff, and one for keeping citizens happy. Why they don't have any electronics, I don't know. They have it in there for some reason instead. Okay, that makes some sort of sense. The most important bit being that they have, that they have access to it. So Molna is now taken care of. We can go back to Schweiz and have a think about where we haven't been to culture capital. You realize this? We haven't been there neither. That is correct. What if we were to swing down here? They don't have a warehouse. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Katzin, de saliga. As we go out there, go down here, but we'll have to take the long way around because that is the railroad. Yes, this is no railroad. It calls for complete southern mainline here. Mainline. There's really nothing to connect it to, but southern base line. Well, the baseline is something of its own, so it doesn't work neither. Anyway, should we get the train to the next stop? Yes, this is a way of taking about an hour to set up a train route. I am slow as hell sometimes, and quick as hell sometimes too. It changes, but after Schweiz, then you go there and you unload there too, right? Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Right. Unload. Wait until unloaded. No. Särnako. What is this? It is the clothing train, I would think. They did not want clothing. Or no, it was a mechanical component train. And now you're going. We don't care. Let's try not think about all the crazy line setups that we probably have going on here. From here, the railroad continues in this direction. There is only really one way to go. We will have to have swung around the lake. We will have gone past where our next stop will be. Yes, there is no railroad. What the hell is this then? I sort of missed it, lost track of it. Is what I did. So is that that must be the clothing train then? Okay, is everything all right with that situation here with the trucks? I think it is actually, unless you want to load. No, you want to unload too, but there should not need to be two of you. Why the hell? It's because it's a bitumen power plant there, yes, but we have 1,500 tons. I think we're good. It's full. Yes, and there's no place to park a tanker full of bitumen. But here is a good place to park it. But I don't think it will be able to leave until this leaves, but it will leave eventually. Since, well, yes, we seem to be burning a bit even in May here, 5 tons per workday, so. It's all good. How's the pollution? It doesn't seem that bad. As we're only running it at a very small potential of its capacity. Anyway, this is where we want to go next. Yes, alcohol. And here is a little bit of a dangerous spot. Just in case this train is too long to fit in here, the path signaling will or may allow a train in here when this is here, and then it will flip around and go out, and they will clash at some point or other. If it doesn't clear, sooner or later that will happen. Yes, that's Murphy's law. If it can happen, it will happen. unload. I don't think we need to be specific. No. They had quite some space. Yeah, I had a feeling that we weren't supplying enough. And then from here, there's really only one sensible route or place to go. Thing is, though, that after having been to culture capital, it's a bit ridiculous. But yeah, sure, we'll go here, culture capital. Would you be your electronics train? Okay. Warehouse. Yeah, you seem to be pretty good on alcohol too. Yes, but this beer will be different now that you will get later on, and better in every way, maybe. So culture capital. Now then, we have actually visited all places that want. We have one place here where we keep all sorts of things, which is just, a random. No, it's not random, and it is not here. Because this is Molna. Why am I so disoriented today? Yes, disorientated, definitely right. Why am I such disoriented today? I don't know. The point is that in here we are supposed to be storing alcohol, I thought, and getting this place in here in the schedule after culture capital might lead to some interesting routing decisions. Yes, I think. Oh, there are plenty of routes to choose from. There are so many different ways it could go. And it probably changes depending on traffic conditions. Yes, down here now, we are going down to Chemisterna. And it's the last place on the line. And then for the moment we'll do a silly way back here, but later on we'll take this route. However, on the way, there's something that should have been done like maybe 5 years ago or something, which is signaling up this bit of railroad, and let's not lose that, please. Okay, for some reason you have a junction here. Is that really... Now, there are two things. I mean, the junction was probably put in for a construction vehicle, for the sake of a construction vehicle. Yes, when building this, I think we're bet. Is it wooden? It is wooden. Then it should not only be safe to remove, but even suggested for removal. But that's where you want to have it, It's just this. And this will be the express route into here. We should have an express route out as well, but that will be a little bit more challenging to implement. And what about these chain signals and into crossings again? As always do them. Whether you are convinced that they are required or not. Because here I'm not convinced that they are required, but it also won't hurt in this particular circumstance. But what's going on here? Why did you stop? Aha. It's you want to go somewhere, and there's a... Yes, this could also use some passing track for through traffic. Yes, since we now have through. Obviously, we should build a bypass. Why? Because you have to build bypasses. Bypasses have to be built. Isn't it so? Right. Yes, it is. That's definitely for the to-do list bypass for oil area. Yes. Anyway, we will have to queue, maybe wait a bit to get into here. There is quite a bit of traffic in here nowadays. And they have... Oh, this... Is this even working? Yes, it is actually working. It is... this is going to be signaled up properly. But I was thinking about not doing that right now, maybe. What is it that you're trying to do now? Yes, only that bit. And then getting done with the goddamn beer train. Right, yes. The snowplow is confused there. Screw you, I'm not touching the control H key with the beer train here in the context, even if it is minimized, and even if I've confirmed a few times, I think that it's safe to do with minimized vehicle windows. It is definitely safe to do because this is in depot, but I wouldn't want to lose the schedule. Maybe we should finish this before doing these sort of things. Yeah, maybe we should, but then again, there we go, it's done. Where's the warehouse? The warehouse is here, so we'd go a little bit of crazy routes in here. Not that crazy, but a bit. Let's say it's heavily loaded. Yes. Luckily, there is a one of these things here, which is a very good thing. This really should probably be a bridge, since there is a risk that a train will be stopped close enough to trigger that level crossing, because level crossings are stupid in this game. Yes, my opinion. And I'm not interested in arguing about it neither. They are just unoptimal, or could use some improvement. That's those two. Yes. Those two. Okay, so that's it. Sollefteå train station, what the hell? I don't know. Sollefteå? The hell? You're kemisterna here. If we can delete UK, then you are. Well, you can't use the sun as a reference, really, no. But you're kemisterna north, obviously. Well, northwest, if northwest, north will do fine. Norra, yes. Thank you. And there we go, Kemisterna Norra cargo train station. That's actually the thing done. Yes. God damn it. Okay, we're going to launch this. And I wonder just how long this is going to take. One journey here. It is the 21st of May. Yeah, that bug is definitely related to the length or rather the amount of wagons on your train and how much noise they make. Should I stop going on about it? I'm not going to stop going on about the bug until they fix it. I'm sorry, but my mind works that way. Okay, so it's maybe a GP40 would, but then I like the idea of the alcohol, traveling about really quickly over the land and doing a very long route. Probably not the most efficient. So far, where are you going? Okay, I'm going here. Yes, there it gets a bit unbearable with all the things, but if you take out the names, it helps. What if we instead were to do something like this? Experiment here a bit with... No, that's the wrong place. Graphics settings, draw distance. I don't think that did much to the frame rate now, did it? No. That did something. That certainly made it slower. Yes. But that and that. As maybe in some circumstances there is a difference, but I mean it is so slight and so small that I think it's not worth it. That's the trees. Yeah, actually, under my particular circumstances, I would say that doesn't make a whole lot of difference. There is something else, or it's a combination of things, most likely. This, I love this. The sound here. This is excellent. It is fantastic. God damn it! Do not ride third person into the tunnel. Because we'll die. Yes, that's what happens. First person, I think, is safe though. At least for road vehicles, it goes a bit black. Yes. That okay? Hello. There, the sound was lovely. Over the bridge and such. But then, now we're in a tunnel. Okay, that may be a bit much to ask that the train should have a tunnel sound. No, I'm not suggesting. But, at least it could work. Maybe. Please. At some point. No, it is so very, very quiet. Yes, hello little train, where are you? I know you're behind, or did we drop the wagons maybe? Yeah, it's possible that we dropped the wagons. It would appear that we are passing by, that switch should be removed. It is wooden, and it serves no purpose. That would be the prefab panels train. Do you feel useful? I think you actually do, because we're building railroad. Oh, wait, Lenin. We wave to Lenin. Yes. Hello, Lenin. Hello, Lenin. Hello, Lenin. Yes. As looking out over the lake as ever. Not this time, we're not going in there. No, because we're heading, of course, to the source of the new beer. Yes. And here we apparently have a bit of viaduct, you could call it, or a long bridge. Yes, luxurious building, luxurious infrastructure. What are we meeting? Is it a... what was that? Electronics, maybe. Yeah, could be. We ought to be holding left unless the train is thirsty. The train is thirsty. No, yes, the train is thirsty. Or am I confused about where we are? No, we ought to be heading straight ahead, is what I meant to say. As we were at Molna, we were not quite yet at Beatus or that general area. Over there to the right we see Oskarshamn with some power lines. Yes, there are a few pylons on the landscape dotted about with wires between them. Yes, in relation to the population that we have of about 60,000 people, it seems a bit excessive, let's say. Yes. It also seems that these they look extremely sturdy, these wires, but they have such low capacity, 18 megawatts. 18 megawatts. Yes, but the scale of the game, some things seems to make sort of sense that there are, distances and electricity, population. If you take that times 10. Or something, we would at least approach something. 600,000 people, this is still a whole lot of infrastructure for 600,000 people, Yes, 600,000 people are easily supplied via one of these things that we see on the left here. So yeah, the electricity, it's a really good electricity simulation. After all, it is really detailed, but it is also very limited, which is a bit annoying. But I suppose it is impossible to make it good here. And we're approaching our destination. The technical services, an old gravel road. Should we jump off and see if we could meet the train on the other side rather than looking at the black screen? Can we hear it approaching? Yes, I think we can. We can hear the engine. Yes, and for me, it really takes a whole lot away that there it is where it decided to start sounding, to make sound. And if it would have been a longer train, it would never have caught up, and it would never have sounded as it was supposed to be. Could you drop it? No. I'm still not going to drop it. Is it fixed? No. Well then. At least we can enjoy it whilst it's working. Okay, this place we need to mow the grass a little bit here. We can see. This is the thing with these enormous mod buildings. They actually extend further than they do, or something. But a bit of mud walking thingamajig, and that's all sorted. No, yes. Okay, you got 170 tons. Is that really all we get? Maybe we should have a longer alcohol train. Well, it is quick. So the 1st of June is actually when the beer train starts, because the 21st of May was when it left the depot. But from the warehouse, it starts on the 1st of June. And well, we do have a little bit of the same coming up again, and it's very predictable. It ought to be predictable, at least, what you are going to do next. But after Molna, I'm not sure at all actually what you will be up to. It doesn't seem like you should need to be okay. Well, what are all you doing down here? Lolona, what the hell are you doing here? Pardonin? Is this Pardonin? Yes, it is. Okay. Sorry. That's you. We lost the other. Never mind. I think it's fine. Yes, and you're a beer truck or a grain truck? Oh, you're something different. You're a beer. Yes, you are a beer truck. But you provide the workers at the brewery with beer right now, anyway. It is a bit. I think that those jerking motions that it does from time to time must be very uncomfortable, very unergonomic feature. It's luckily that they are driven by algorithm and not workers. The workers will not have to be subject to those G-forces. You got sidetracked again. Yes, I was just supposed to be doing a little bit of maintenance here, making sure that the railroad gets built and that they get started on this goddamn tunnel, which is going to take 100 years or so to build, and they haven't even gotten close to it yet. No. Why haven't they finished this? What? Is there a major problem somewhere? It could be. Okay, why aren't you going? Go. Yes, I mean they're empty on prefab panels more or less, but you seem to have quite a few. Yes, get going on it, would you? No? Okay. And we'll see if this makes a difference. Not really. Are you... But you are not complaining about anything. You have fuel, you have gravel, you have steel, you don't need any more prefab panels. What if... Get on with it. I don't understand. Why wouldn't? Anyway, whether you want to do that or not, I hope that you are more inclined to do this then. Yes, that got you going. No. Workers. Thing. Resources. Work to do. No complaints. Is the track not free? Oh, look at this. It is not only medium voltage wires that disappear. Would you know it? Railroad disappears as well. Yes. Infrastructure. Railway. Okay, should we allow them to build it themselves? But I don't know why this would prevent the train from going, by the way. It shouldn't. Yes, it should. No, it can still go that. Okay, but that track isn't free, it claims. No, of course, not right then, but now it is. Yes, now it is free. Is the train moving? No, it's not. Because, you know, I am pretty certain. I'm pretty certain even that the train rode on this in the very, very quick time lapse that was the introduction. Here. Pretty sure. Yes. Yes, I am. So interesting, isn't it? Yeah, where are you? You are probably waiting at a signal or something. You still haven't made it through the tunnel. Yes, it's a good thing. You see, this is why you need queuing space. This might not even be enough. But we're not building a second tunnel, nor are we building a second bridge here, really. Oh, and these construction, at least you are doing work. Because that's more than one can say for your colleagues there at the place, at the other place. They have just... Why? No, don't do that, because it's too far away. It will never auto-pick this up, you know. Screw it then. And screw this bit too. What do you think about that then? Nothing in particular. Yes, this should be signaled up, but we're not going to get into that now. That is not preventing, there is something else preventing the train from getting the hell out of here. It might have something to do with this, maybe. Wouldn't this happen to be a prefab panels track? Yes, it would, but yes, and you're waiting until unloaded. For some reason you're blocking. Because you're one of these enormous Peterbilts. We're going to replace you with something a bit more handy. A bit more appropriate for doing this, you know, short, very short trips. Just in between there, what do we have? Open hull. Yes, we have these, but those are rather large too. Or long. Yes, we have that one, but then... what about the muck here? This seems rather long as well. It's longer than the line for the parking spot there, which might mean problem. Although, if you look at one of these Peterbilts, how far over the line are they? Much further, yes. And we know this. I think that these work. Are the Scanias any different in length? I say that they are about the same length. Yes. So we copy that schedule onto you, and then we send you. Well, since you go here. Then get you going. Pavkavisk there, wait until unloaded. So we may have multiple issues going on. I don't know, but the steel mill cannot export or store steel. Yes, that's what it is. I think that the vehicle industry is not running really, because I don't dare look, but I think that we have about 1,000 snowplows standing around. Or at least a couple of hundred or something. So we're not going to look into that right now. Yes, beer train. Have you made it through the tunnel yet? You have been to Beatus even. You see, once they get going, they get going. You are just making your way out of Beatus. Okay. How nice. Okay. Well, I need to try and figure out why the railroad isn't being constructed, and what I think that we'll do here is leave this thing, for its entire route. Yeah. Should we? So that's the look you want, but it could be a little bit dangerous to what I'm suggesting is that I leave it like this and go for a little break whilst the train makes its round here. For example. Okay, so the answer to how long that takes is from the 1st of June to the 25th of August. All summer. A season is what it takes for the train to do its round trip. And we will leave it here. Yes, there was a missing semaphore there from the disappeared track. That's what was a snarl up. But this will have to be it. For this segment or whatever, it will continue in some fashion. But thank you so very much for watching, and good night.